Teaching is a very multifaceted endeavor. It requires the teacher to attend to the learner's needs, their experiences and their feelings, making specific interventions to ensure that they are able to learn particular concepts, making good progress and adding value to their lives and their development. Teachers need to group together planning, teaching, learning, and assessment, among other factors, to achieve the desirable outcomes. Teaching effectively and efficiently can be mastered by implementing 7 fundamentals. When teaching lessons, teachers need to give thought to the concept and idea forming stages of teaching and learning. It requires thinking about how students acquire new ideas and how to model these ideas to students. Using non-abstract, concrete approaches to model or give direct instructions, such as simulations, manipulatives, and other visual or kinesthetic approaches, goes a long way to ensure or increase the possibility of conceptualization in learners. Facilitating any new learning requires the development of perception, linkages with prior learning, judging and accepting, thinking, comprehending, and problem solving. Part of the teaching process is to provide those diagnostic questions, probing questions, and mega questions to give students the opportunity to engage in relevant cognitive processing. In doing so, teaching also allows the teacher to utilize progressive assessment, giving students the room they need and moderate the pace with which to push learning along. Learning most times leaves students in a very vulnerable position. They are processing their thoughts in an open environment, which opens them up to the judgment and perceptions of their peers and the teacher. Some students can be very uncomfortable when they find themselves in positions like this. Others can exhibit high levels of need for approval and reassurance. There are also those who are keen to show how quickly they have acquired the learning and eager to move forwards with their learning endeavors. A part of the teaching process is to manage these personalities, their needs, and realities effectively. Teachers who create a learning environment that has high expectations and a safe learning space for all learners are best able to direct the learning during the facilitating of a level of vulnerability of all the characteristics that presents during teaching and learning interface. Teachers need to provide students with bite-sized chunks of learning or a building block approach that then builds the overall learning picture. The implementation is a bridge between the conceptualization and cognitive processing and the application of the learning. In this stage, students are able to practice implementing what they have learned, giving them and their teachers opportunity to examine difficulties and decide on actions to take to further conceptualization or to begin application of the learning. Once students have demonstrated their understanding through implementation, they are ready for consolidation and application. Here, the teaching process explores differentiated and personalized activity to ensure that students are given the optimum opportunity to excel in their endeavors. Deciding on the activity students undertake is a blend between where the teacher feels from their assessment of the students that the pupil is at, and also from the student's own self-assessment of their capabilities. Variety is a crucial part of keeping learning interesting and stimulating young minds. It also shows a level of respect for the diverse talents, learning styles, and multiple intelligence in the learning group. Blending activities and approaches to learning within a lesson or across a sequence of lessons contributes to the overall achievement of students. It is important that teachers weigh up the impact the activities will have on learning. This way, activities are used purely for the sake of its benefit, because it will be having a meaningful impact on the learning. When anecdotal activities are used to build understanding, it is important that clarity is provided to learners in an attempt to remove misconceptions and biases. Timely feedback, relevant feed-forward activities, affirmative checks, and progressive assessments are all essential and effective ways of monitoring progress and establishing a sense of achievement. Monitoring progress is also important for promoting and motivating learners and reporting. It gives teachers the opportunity to determine where reteaching is necessary for the majority of the learners in the group, and where intervention is necessary for individuals and smaller groups. Through monitoring, teachers are able to track students' learning, take stock and direct the pace in a sequence of learning, and seek additional support from experts where students are not achieving as is expected. Effective teaching is impacted by the behavior, knowledge, beliefs, and pedagogical practices of the teacher. In the end, it is the ability of the teacher to use the teaching process to improve students' achievement, holistic development, and outcomes that determine how effective or efficient teaching is. Teachers being prepared, intentional, motivational, creating a positive learning environment, and using impactful strategies are all crucial in harnessing the maximum effectiveness of teachers' input and students' outcomes in making teaching most effective and efficient in the experience of all learners.